and white stuff is helping to calm the flames. Some people got to go home, but fire officials say if things change, they need to be ready to evacuate in less than an hour. Police are trying to track down the person who fired a shot that hit a 9-year-old boy outside his apartment in St. Cloud. The boy was bringing in items from a car Saturday night and was near the main door to the building when he was struck by a single gunshot. The wound is not believed to be life-threatening. Authorities are expanding the search for a missing Minnesota woman with dementia. 80-year-old Andrea Nyberg was last seen around 5 Friday evening in Moore, Minnesota. Police say Nyberg has dementia and does not drive, but she took the family car Friday night and hasn't been seen since. She was driving a red 2004 Buick LeSabre and was wearing an aqua-colored London Fog raincoat. Anyone with information about Nyberg should call 911. A man is dead after a crash in Walsh County, North Dakota. Police say the victim was near Park River yesterday morning when he drove off the road and into a ditch. His truck rolled and the man was partially thrown from the vehicle. Police aren't yet releasing his name, but do say he is a 38-year-old from Peasic. A man is being treated for multiple stab wounds to his head and neck, but police aren't sure if the wounds were self-inflicted or the result of a domestic dispute. Bismarck police were called to an apartment complex on the city's east side late Saturday night and found the victim still conscious and breathing. Officers interviewed a possible suspect, but no word yet on any arrests or the condition of the victim. Some big changes starting today for elementary students at Fargo Public Schools. They'll start heading back to class today for in-person learning. The Valley Today's Brian Sherrod joins us live this morning with what elementary parents and their children should expect. Good morning, Brian.
And good morning, Lisa. It seems like this is the third or fourth change has happened since school started literally 1 month ago. So now that parents are finally getting used to it, it feels like they're changing again. But this time, it's for the greater good, at least according to the parents, because the last 2 surveys said they would rather have their students and children in-person learning, and now they're getting what they asked for. So let's go ahead and break down what they're going to do, even though this in-person learning does come with restrictions for this traditional learning set. Now, the in-person Monday through Friday, Monday through Thursday it is. Friday will be distance learning day and deep cleaning for each site. Now, the classroom settings, while all wearing masks, must completely cover nose and mouth and implement social distancing at the highest extent. Now, while they're eating and drinking, social distancing at the greatest extent as well, but they're going to have assigned seating to limit the number of close contacts. They're going to suspend all non-essential classroom visits, and they're going to limit the sharing of objects because they say it's harder to clean. Now, a reminder that for high school and middle school students, you are going to continue on hybrid learning, so you're not going to see changes as of yet. But as a whole, if you're feeling sick, make sure you stay home. They're trying to prevent the spread of COVID, even preventing the spread of anything else that can be spreaded through close contact. So again, if you're feeling sick, literally stay home. So Lisa, more changes that parents have to get themselves used to, but like I was mentioning, this is for the greater good for them, because this is what they wanted all along. So let's hope that they get a chance to keep their kids in school this time.
Yep, maybe a little more consistency, but still a change in routine. Great reminders as well for us this morning. Thank you, Brian. Let's get a check now of our first alert storm team forecast. 7 minutes before 7, and a lot of us starting off the morning very cold. So, of course, Lisa, as you were listening, more kids at the bus stop this morning need to bundle up.
That's right. Yeah, we're talking, the heavy coat, the scarf, the hat, the gloves. You'll want it all here to start off the day today. It's quiet, at least. We're not dealing with that fresh snow for that morning drive, but it will be quite cold. And as we look out on our First Alert Skycam network, you can see some hints of that first light, but awfully dark out there right now as well, with that sunrise happening just after 8 o'clock. Here's a look at our conditions around the valley. We're looking at temperatures that are into the teens to some low 20s. There are a couple of places that have been down into the single digits down in the south and west, with some clouds passing overhead, but I think for the most part we'll start off our morning once the sun is up on the mostly sunny side, and we've got some sunshine ahead of us today too to look forward to, and we'll need it to brighten our spirits because we're going to be shivering as we're outside. We're looking at the wind coming in mainly out of the west. We do have some speeds in the teens, and anytime you've got that wind at 5 miles per hour or more during these cold days, we've got to factor in that wind chill, and it feels like 5 below in Oaks, a wind chill of 3 below in Gwinner, Fargo 8 That's it. And it feels like 6 in Grand Forks. So wind chill going to be an issue for us today. You can see there are some clouds passing by, but overall it's pretty quiet, not only in the Red River Valley, but across the tri-state area here to start off our morning. So, a cold start at the bus stop here for our students. We're looking at temperatures into the teens in a lot of places, but keep in mind it might be a little colder, might not be as chilly, but bottom line, definitely cold. And then heading into the afternoon, we struggle to warm up. We'll end up with temperatures that are into the 20s here for this afternoon. Mid-20s for Fargo, but mostly sunny skies at least. It may get a little bit brisk too. We're going to see some winds pick up in advance of our next system. And taking a quick look at that, this is Tuesday morning. Look what happens as we head into the afternoon. We've got a system clipping right by the valley, affecting the northern valley and the east. And that will usher in some warmer temperatures, getting back into the 30s. And that's our one round of snow or maybe a little mix going on this week. After that, we're dry and we're trying to warm things up back into the 40s by the weekend.
Sounds great. Thank you, Lisa. Minnesota health officials say the 10 counties with the fastest growth in coronavirus cases since the beginning of October are all in rural areas and most border surrounding states. Some health experts suggest rural Minnesota residents are influenced by neighboring states where public health responses, such as mask mandates, haven't been as aggressive. It's also possible people in border communities have been infected while in those neighboring states. Republican Senator Susan Collins of Maine is now confirming her decision to vote no on the Supreme Court nomination of Amy Coney Barrett today. Collins says that it is important to act fairly and consistently, using the same set of rules no matter which political party is in power. She's referring to 2016, when the Republican-led Senate refused to meet with or vote on Judge Merrick Garland, who was President Obama's nominee to fill the seat of Justice Antonin Scalia. Senator Collins is expected to be the only Republican to join Democrats in voting no, after Alaska Senator Lisa Murkowski announced she would vote to confirm Coney Barrett. Collins emphasizes that her decision is based on fairness and consistency and not on Judge Barrett's qualifications. While the country deals with a new surge of coronavirus cases, Vice President Mike Pence's chief of staff and several aides have also tested positive for the coronavirus. The vice president, who heads the White House Coronavirus Task Force, tested negative. But the White House chief of staff is defending Pence's plans to continue campaigning publicly, despite potentially being exposed. The VP will be in Minnesota today. He's scheduled to speak at a rally at the Hibbing Airport. People attending the event will be given temperature checks, face masks, and access to hand sanitizer. With little over a week to go until the election, President Donald Trump and Democratic challenger former Vice President Joe Biden are focusing their efforts on key states that could decide the outcome. A CBS News Battleground Tracker poll shows Biden has an edge over President Trump in Florida. Biden leads in North Carolina, and the two candidates are tied in Georgia. North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum says election workers should be allowed to begin processing absentee ballots 5 days before the November 3rd election. He signed an executive order to give workers enough time to verify voter information and ensure election integrity and timely results on voting day. The North Dakota County Auditors Association asked for the head start, saying without the extension, results could be delayed not by hours, but by days. In our consumer alert this morning, you might want to rethink your plans to wait until Black Friday to start your holiday shopping and shipping. Experts say now is the best time to start checking off your holiday gift list. They say COVID-19 continues to drive record levels of e-commerce, and it could produce a holiday shopping season like we've never experienced. The holiday season is starting much earlier this year, with big companies like Amazon and Walmart offering pre-Black Friday deals. Ghosts and goblins made their way to the White House yesterday to celebrate Halloween. It featured a display of bright-colored leaves as the president and first lady greeted trick-or-treaters for a fourth year. Frontline workers, military families, and school children were invited to attend this year's Halloween festivities. Let's get our answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. Today's question: 71% of us feel that Monday is the worst day of the week to do this. We had a few people guess this. The answer: grocery shopping. Most people do it over the weekend, although I also liked starting a diet and also cleaning the house. Nothing I want to do on a Monday. Remember, you can play along every weekday morning by heading to our Valley News Live Facebook page. That's where we post the question every weekday morning. The Today Show and CBS This Morning are just about to start. But the Valley Today rolls on. You can join us right now for more live up-to-the-minute news and weather on the Fargo CW. And that includes a check of your Monday morning forecast. It's a cold start to our day, but remember, a warm-up is on the way by the end of the week. Plus, a live report this morning as Fargo parents are dealing with some changes today. All kids heading back to class. We'll get you up to date on this Monday morning on the Valley Today.